Hey guys, it's me Noah coming at you with another video. This time I'm here starting the new band segment section for our channel. This is going to feature Tele-DAD. I think this is the
2008 build.
This is the 2008 build, not dad control, not dad return.
Not oppression dad either. It's just when Tele-DAD first came out.
He knows a lot more about the deck than I do. We're gonna be doing a lot more band decks. So if you like them, leave us a comment down below on the next band deck that you want to see. Pretty much we can supply out anything. We're really looking forward to doing it. This is going to be a collab with Team Storm. I'm going to put a link down in all of their videos to our channel, and we're going to do the same vice versa. Anytime that they appear in one of our videos, we're going to put a link in the description. But without further ado, I'm going to let James take it away.
Alright, so back then, in 2008, there was not many synchro cards. This is when synchro first came out. Duelist Genesis was a pack then, and I remember it clearly because not many of you guys know, I've been playing the game since Stein OTK. So I've been playing around this game for like 8 years already. So I have a lot of experience with a lot of the older decks. And I also remember that like I used to go to locals and like Dad was like a $300 card, and I'll see people just giving away collections just for that one card, and it was just absurd. But without further ado, the deck profile, the two dads, obvious. You will want to hold this card until you know that you can OTK your opponent, because with this deck there's really no comeback play. Once you throw down all your dads, banish all your cards, there's really nothing much you can do. So it's either you make it or break it. So we have the two dads. Next, people play the Hero engine, the one Stratos to search out your two diamond dudes. If you see later on in the deck profile, most of the spells in this deck is normal spells. So once you get a mill diamond dude, you don't have to pay the cost to activate the normal spells. So if you mill like a D draw, which you run 3 of, or a Lure of Darkness, which you run the 3 of, you don't have to pay the cost. So it's just a pot of greed at that point. Now, along with the Destiny Heroes, we are in 3 Militias. This card is your main engine for the deck. You fill your graveyard with one Malicious. You activate E-Tele. You bring out your psychic targets. Make a synchro. You usually allow to make around 2 synchros, and then you drop Dad, and then you just OTK them from there. And I remember it very clearly that like Maliciouses were around like $50 a piece. It was just crazy. So that's just for the Hero engine of the deck. Now for your emergency teleport targets, you will run 3 Kraybons and 1 Psychic Commander. The Kraybons is your targets for the emergency teleport, and your bread and butter for the Maliciouses. So you would just dump the Malicious, banish your Malicious, special summon a Malicious, and then activate emergency teleport, get a Kraybons out, and then make a level 8 synchro. And then to complement it, you would play 1 Plague Spreader. This in your hand plus a Malicious in your grave equals 2 synchros, and you could just drop Dad and OTK them from there. So that's it for the tuners of the deck. Next you play like a bunch of enablers. Well, for one, you play the 1 Snipe Hunter, because back then there was not many cards to stop you, but like when there is, it was a huge problem. So you would just play a Snipe Hunter, discard a card, and this card also offers you a graveyard control too, because you can activate this card more than once per turn. So if you have 3 cards in your hand, 3 darks in your hand, you could in a dad, you could just literally activate this card 3 times, pop 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field, which that was huge back then, and drop Dad and just try to OTK them or make a really big push or break up their plays. 1 breaker, because for the newer players out there, if you didn't know, MST was limited to 1 at one point. So breaker was huge because it becomes a 19 beater, and it can pop a card and go back to 16. So that was the thing. And plus it's a dark. And in cards to feel your grave, you will play one Armageddon Knight and one Dark Refer. Dark Refer was for your hand if you end up drawing the maliciouses. You can dump a Plague Spreader and a malicious from your hand and just and make synchro plays from there. Next, we play one Spear Reaper. This card generated a lot of advantage for you because when you pop the whole field with Dad, you could play Spear Reaper, attack him directly. It may not be a lot of damage, but back then, ripping cards out of your opponent's hand was huge because and it's still huge today, but ripping cards out of your opponent's hand back then was big because back then there was not a lot of cards to help your opponent come back from that, and every card mattered back then. And then for some, I guess, defense, Mystic Tomato to bring out your Sangans and your Spear Reaper if needed, and the Sangan to search out whatever you need. And the Caius is in there for tribute because you can tribute your maliciouses, and it's like a second Dark Arm initially. If you didn't draw Dark Arm, so this card was huge. And this card steals games because back then burn damage was also a kind of a big thing. So you can literally just banish itself, deal 1,000 points. And if your opponent had 1,000 or less damage, life points, they lose. So that was a thing. But that's it for the monsters. It was fairly simple. Everything did its own job. And next for the spells, 2 emergency teleports. You don't want to. Some people play 3, but I believe this is Jeff Jones' build where he only played 2 because often these become really cloggy and you can't really do much if you don't have anything in your grave to do it with. So that's that. 2 Rhodas to search out your Armageddon Knights, I believe your Greffer, right? Yeah, your Greffer, and your Stratos or Diamond Dudes, and if you get Stratos, you get a Malicious. So that's that. Monster Reborn, you know what that does. 1 MST because it was limited 1. Brain Control because who doesn't like stealing your opponent's cards. And Heavy Storm because Gladiator was a thing. It set a lot of back rows, so you could just storm them and try to OTK them. Foolish to dump darks into your grave, set up your combos. And then next for the drawing, 3 Destiny draw and 3 Allure of Darknesses. You could just cycle through your deck really fast, dumping your maliciouses, setting up your combos, and if you have dead maliciouses, these come in handy too because you could draw 1, banish the dead malicious in your hand if you can't really get into the grave. So that's it for the spells. Next for the traps. Traps really simple. 3 Solemn Judgments. This card back then was considered one of the most skillful traps because, yeah, it's a no-brainer to activate it, and you can always activate it. But at early game, should you activate it because you're paying 4,000 life points to activate a card that can dictate your whole entire game. And Crush Card Virus. Without the errata, once you resolve this card, your opponent will basically just scoop because they will just have no hand, and Trap Death Shoot because ripping cards out of their opponent's hand.
Trap Death Shoot should never come back.
Yeah, it should.
No, that card's so fake and gay.
I love that card. Synchros are fairly basic. Not much came out, so you would just play the 3 Stardust, 3 Colossal, because you have a decent amount of warriors, so this becomes pretty big. 2 Dot Ruler, Guide the Force of Night, and a Black Rose to blow up the field. This extra deck is not complete, but you will also have a couple Archfiends, a Magical Android, and some Goyo Guardians in there too. And yeah, that's really about it for the deck.
How do you think this deck would fare against other ban decks?
It will really depend on what kind of ban deck you're playing against. But this deck is really fast, and I feel like it could compete against a lot of decks today. Maybe not like Pepe, but like some of the rogue matchups. And I feel like it could do fairly well against like Go Control, but other than that, it will probably just demolish most decks out there, back then at least.
So this is gonna be a new segment that we're doing. If you really like this, let's try and get this video to anywhere between 10 and 15 likes. Then I'll shoot out the next one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been Noah and teammate James from Team 1H. See you next week.